Yeah, baby. Woo! This song's about driving from me and my boy Invisible Dave. Me and him, the Barbarian Brothers. You guys know those guys, the Barbarian Brothers? They made those movies. The opening scene of this one, Get Big. They driving in a 18-wheeler truck, two twin gangster wrestler bodybuilders. They driving in an 18-wheeler truck, and there's a pregnant lady in the back. Doesn't explain why she's in there or why they driving the 18-wheeler truck. But the baby pops out, and the dude's got a baseball glove and catches it. That's the beginning of the movie. That's a good-ass movie, if you ask me. You know, I've been living up in New Yeezy. I've been doing psychedelic moving jobs with people and stuff. My boy hits me up, he's like, come up to the yupped out Upper West Side, man. We're gonna pick up some stuff and move it to upstate. I said, hell yeah. So I go up and we're doing stuff. We pack up a psychedelic truck. We're bringing it up to Catskill, New York, in the Holy Catskills. And we're headed up and they're like, yo, we got some dudes hired to help y'all. They're gonna help y'all move the stuff into the place. I said, hell yeah. We pull up and the two dudes are there. We got one dude who's definitely a psychedelic, like 50-year-old crackhead pimp. Another dude who's like a 22-year-old punk rocker. Now we open up the back of the truck and the 50-something, 60-something crackhead shrimp walks over and tries to pick up the heaviest piece of furniture in the truck. Puts his hands right on it. I'm like, damn, dude, that's like a 3-person job. He goes, you think you're gonna tell me how to move furniture? I got 2 hernias. I said, you're out here right now moving, doing heavy lifting, and you got 2 hernias? 1 on each side. I'm like, you're fucked, man. Then the 22-year-old punk rockin' dude comes up. Comes time for him to pick something up. He's puffing a cig and drinking a beer. I said, I like your tattoos. He had some nice ones. He said, I'm straight edge. I said, you're puffing a cig and doing a beer. How were you straight edge? He says, I do drugs too. I said, damn. The only work that the 60-year-old crackhead dude did the whole time was one time I was carrying up the heaviest thing and I'm going up the steps and he starts grabbing my back and squeezing it. I said, what are you doing, dude? He said, I'm just giving you support. I said, damn. He made like $40 for squeezing my back. I was like, hell yeah, that's tight. A little bit of a massage or something at least. The 22-year-old straight edge pimp that does drugs and puffs cigs and drinks beers, he's in a psychedelic band. I can't think of the name of them right now, but I'm gonna book them a show sometime soon. They're all straight edge and they all drink and do drugs. I think that's pretty darn sick. And then we got the heavy lifter with the 2 hernias, his intestines coming down betwixt his legs and shit, you know, while he's lifting heavy furniture. I said, this is quite a crew we got up in here. And that's what this next one's about, y'all. It's also about a holy hotel, psychedelic haunted motel in Texas, and another one in Florida, down in Peanut Country. One night in Wildorado, a haunted strange motel. One no Micanopy, no love bugs on the prowl. One no Creole mafia there, one no ghostly dog. Just that rain and ice and snow, cars crashing in the fall. Taco Bell. Didn't get no burritos there, 'twas a portal to hell. Driving through New Mexico, thinking about how time goes slow. Shake those molasses off, yeah, it's time to roll. One night in Wildorado. Yeah. It's about a haunted motel. Some haunted movies, too. You know, my boy hits me up. He's like, I got another moving job. I said, okay. Is this one going to be with some herniated pimps? He said, no, this one's going to be even crazier. I said, well, count me in. Where do I go? He said, well, we can just leave from the crib. I said, okay. Let me retune here real quick, y'all. Yeah, man. So my boy says we can leave from the crib. And I said, okay, what time? I said, okay, 9 a.m. That's a little early for me because I chug like a motherfucker. Probably gonna be doing some Yeti powder. Might not even be going to sleep. I'll just meet you at 9 a.m. I probably got about 2 hours. And so I actually end up waking his ass up. I'm like, get up, man. It's time to go. What are we doing here? He said, well, my Turkish boy hollered at me. And we doing something for this Turkish psychedelic business. I said, okay, is it the Turkish mafia? He said, I don't know. It probably is. I said, what are we doing? He's like, well, we going down to a strange town full of truckers and psychedelic factories called Mahwah, New Jersey. I said, yeah, Turkish mafia for sure. I said, what are we doing? Well, we're picking up some crates. I said, what's in the crates? He said, I don't know. I said, Turkish mafia for sure. We were joking. We're like, what are they going to say that it is that we're picking up? He was like, well, you know, if it's psychedelic drugs, they're probably gonna say it's ceramics, because that can mean anything. And they can like ceramic up the Yeti or the Heron or whatever to a strange shape. Or like put it inside like a vase or some shit. So we get to Mahwah, New Jersey. You know, normally when you roll into a little small town, there's like a sign that says, welcome, we got the Kiwanis Club and all that shit. Mahwah, New Jersey, it says, welcome, Burger Express is 1 mile to the right. I said, son, we going to Burger Express. He said, hell yeah. But we waited to go to Burger Express. He went to the pickup spot first. Now it's all 18-wheelers, and we pull up in a small van. We're like, this is strange, and dude comes up to us. He's like, I assume you're picking up personal effects. We said, yeah, I guess. We don't know what we're picking up. He looks at the paperwork, he types in some number on his phone. It's ceramics. I said, oh, okay. So we go inside. They're like, you need form 2969 Shripanati B. I said, what's that? I look at my boy. He's like, I don't know. They didn't give me that. And the dude behind the counter is like, I don't know either. And he looks over to his other boy behind the counter. What's form Shripanati 2969 Shripanati B? He said, fuck if I know. So we didn't know what we needed to get, but we finally found form Shripanati 2969 Shripanati B. And we turned it into them through the fascist email off an iPhone. Somehow that worked, and all of a sudden they're like, yo, your cargo is waiting for you around back. I go to get I'm dehydrated out of my mind. I go to the Coke machine to get a psychedelic Dasani or something. There's 2 Coke machines. One of them's one of those new modern ones with the little Shrimpanatti arm that pops up and snatches it and shoots it down and shit. I put $1 in there and I type in Dasani. By the way, I used to know a dude named Dasani. That's a different story though. But so the arm goes it's shooting all over the place. And then I look down and I realize there's just like 30 20-ounce sodas just dispersed in the bottom of the machine, where this arm is just blasting them all off the shelf. There's not even a Dasani in the joint for it to snatch. And then it shits out 4 quarters. I said, thank you, man. I'm dehydrated as hell. Hungover as a motherfucker. Go to the next machine, put in the 4 quarters. Type in Dasani again on the next machine. And it's another arm goes, pew, 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 and it picks up a Dasani. And I'm like, here we go. And it drops the motherfucker down to the bottom. And it's on top of the ocean of these sodas. You guys ever play those quarter games and the quarter drops in and it pushes the quarters off the side?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that, but sodas. And I said, fuck. And it shat out 75 cents, so it charged me $0.25. And I'm walking away, and then I hear this bonk. And I go back, and it shat out a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. So I got a holy Coca-Cola for 25 cents out of the machine. And that shit made me twice as dehydrated as I was. We go to check out the cargo. It's crates that won't fit in the van, so we gotta bust them open. It's fake IKEA stuff. Now there's an IKEA literally 1 exit down the highway. So I know that they could have ordered IKEA from America right down the street from where we're picking up the fake IKEA stuff. So we know that it ain't IKEA. We open it up and it's huge bags of white powder. And on it says 20 kilos on each bag. I'm like, he is transporting Yeti powder for the Turkish mafia. My boy's like, I think so. And I'm like, oh my God. They better give us a big ass tip. So we go to Burger Express. It's pretty off the chain. It's a bunch of old men staring at you while you eat your burger, very intently. Then at the end, I thought they were angry at me for being there, you know? They were hatefully staring at me. But afterwards, he's like, how did you like the burger? I'm like, that shit was pretty good. Burger was off the chain. He's like, thank you, man. And that was that. My boy tried to buy a t-shirt. They was sold out of them. They must be a popular joint. So we roll out of there. We go to Manhattan. We deliver the huge 20-kilo bags to the Turkish mafia. We pull up to this spot and they're like really nervous, pouring sweat. Everybody's bugging out. They can barely speak English. You have this stuff? Do you have this stuff? We're like, yeah. These huge bags of white powder that says 20 kilos on each one. We got it. We're like, oh, good, good, good. And we literally, out of the van, pull these huge bags of either Yeti powder or Heron or Special K or some shit off the van. By the way, the paperwork that came with it said that the stuff had been delivered on a psychedelic Turkish ship called the Ibrahim Didi. You can look it up on your fascist phone, the Ibrahim Didi. D-E-D-E-I-B-R-A-H-I-M D-D. And it's a psychedelic Turkish shipping container ship that delivers the drugs to us who bring them into Manhattan from Mahwah, New Jersey. You can look this shit all up on the internet, it's insane. So we go into the spot, they put us down into this crazy basement joint like Mad Maze style, and they're intently sweating and staring into my eyes. And I said, I know this is the Yeti. And he's like, oh yeah, my man. You know, I don't know if he knew what I was saying, but I knew what was up. And then we deliver all the bags down into this hidden basement maze room. And then the lady goes, would you care for an espresso? I said, hell yeah. It was the best espresso I've ever had. That shit was strictly off the chain, yo. You know, when you're delivering drugs to the Turkish mafia, they lace you up with an espresso after you do the job. And that's what this next one's about, y'all. Well, I feel that wheel roll beneath my feet, and I know there's a heavenly wheel. Well, I feel that wheel roll beneath my feet, and I know there's a heavenly wheel. Well, my friend, that wind is telling me I need to go to that place where those tall trees grow. Well, my friend, that wind is telling me I need to be in that place where my soul feels free. Well, our daughters like that water, our sun is that sky. You'll understand what I'm saying when you are real high. Well, our mother is that soil, our father is that light, and our brothers and our sisters, holy spirits of that night. Well, I feel that wheel roll beneath my feet, Only we oh yeah. Yeah. Holy Western Mass. Yo, thanks to all the holy bands tonight. Holy Jerem up his Annie off the chain. Holy Sunburned, oh yeah. Holy Gary Wizard. And those holy visuals, oh yeah. Who was that dog with the crown? Was that Jeremy? Was that your old pooch?
Got some crazy frog and monkey actually.
I'm into chimpanzees and shit, you know. Been reading a lot about Coco the gorilla recently. Yeah. That's some psychedelic stuff.
Look behind you right now.
Let me retune real quick. Just take 1 second. That's a grower, not a shower. here and a couple tales to tell. You know, I love going to the Holy Beach these days. I'm making a surf album, even though I don't surf.
Yeah.
Only like boogie boarding album, like Jack Johnson meets the Jerky Boys, meets meets Lil' Kim, meets the Beastie Boys, meets Missy Elliott, meets sunburned pubes of the man, meets Gary Ward, meets Zabu. And maybe even a little bit of Josh Perquise tossed up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I like going to the beach. And I do it a lot. I bike to the beach. From where I live, it's about an hour and 29 minutes to the Holy Beach. So it was a special day that I rolled out. The weather felt nice. I was ready for a big old hour-and-a-half bike ride. Going to meet some friends of mine, mostly beautiful ladies out on the Holy Beach. So I bike about an hour and a half. Pretty uneventful holy bike ride, just spiritual. It's a spiritual meditation on two holy wheels, the feet and the legs scrimping on it, you know what I mean? The holy sun and the psychedelic bay and everything. Holy bridges. OGs everywhere. It was a good time, a good ride. But I felt real good about the day. I was like, I know something's going down today. I can feel it in the air. It's electric as a motherfucker. So I pull on to Rockaway, and I'm chilling, and I get on the bike path, and I get a call from old girl that I'm going to meet up with, so I pick it up. And she's like, yo, I'm at Beach 98. I'm like, hell yeah, I got about 60 blocks to bike. And then my other boy texts me, and I call him up because I thought maybe it was something important. So I'm talking to him on the phone, I'm mid-conversation, and this old-ass dude rolls up on a bike with a psychedelic cup holder attached to the handlebar. And he's like, you would never believe what I just did. And I say, dude, peace, motherfucker. I shut down the phone. Put it in my pocket. I said, this bad boy warrants all my attention. He starts talking about all kinds of bullshit, Donald Trump and stuff and all this stuff. But then he goes, listen, motherfucker, do you recognize my voice? I said, I think so. Frank Rizzo! John Brennan, the fucking Jerky Boys! That's me! And it's John Brennan, Frank Rizzo, the real Jerky Boy, shows me his ID. It is his birthday. I open up my backpack, I give him a holy Budweiser. I'm like, you're one of my heroes, motherfucker. And Ted Lee, he's one of their heroes too. Maybe unbeknownst to some homies. He loves the Jerky Boys. He actually turned me hard onto the Jerky Boys. On tour with Zabu, we listened a lot to Frank Rizzo. And my favorite homie, Saul Rosenberg. My name is Saul Rosenberg. But yeah, man, Frank Rizzo and me kicking it, chugging Budweisers on the bike path. The police pull up, they don't even say anything to us. Blatantly chugging. They said, that's Hurricane and Rizzo. That's a duo nobody gonna fuck with. Including the police, nobody. And he's talking to me about all kinds of crazy stuff. Drops all kinds of tales on me. Gives me his address. Wouldn't give me his phone number because he knew I'd prank phone call his ass. Gave me his address. He said to knock on the door anytime. He wants to play at shows. He wants to perform. He wants to do albums, the whole shebang, and it's going down. Hurricane, and Frank Rizzo. Me, him, and Dog Dick are gonna do an album together pretty soon. It's gonna be called the Trio of Pimps or something like that. Yeah, he lives out on Rockaway. Breezy Point, way out in the end. 222nd Street. That's him. Beach 222nd. Number 9. Last house on the left. Big Frank Rizzo. And so I'm gonna go knock on his door, like I said, and do albums and stuff. And I'm shooting the shit with him, and he's telling me crazy stories. Too much to really reveal right now. But essentially, he's just telling me spiritual things. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm ecstatic. I'm just like, this is my hero. I don't even know what to think about this. And then I'm like, dude, you know, it's been about an hour of us chugging Budweisers and chilling, me and Frank Rizzo. And I say, listen, man, I gotta go. Like, all these ladies is waiting on me down the way. Never forget! I say, yeah, man, I'm not gonna forget. Don't you worry. This is the greatest thing that's happened to me in years. Never forget! I said, okay. Never forget! I said, thank you, Frank Rizzo. I love you. I gave him like 10 hugs, you know. Peace, dog. Never forget! And I'm biking off and he's just yelling, never forget! And I'm just like, I'm crying. And I'm so happy, ecstatic. And I'm blasting 100 miles on my bike. I just met Frank Rizzo! And I'm like, oh my God! And I'm just wilding out, and I get to the beach, and there's all these beautiful ladies, and we kicking it and surfing the waves. And then they all had to go, so I'm sitting solo next to all these psychedelic-ass dogs, chugging silver bullets to my dome. And I'm hanging, and the vibes are just off the chain, and I'm thinking, dude, this day's gonna get even crazier, I know it. I finished my 6-pack of silver bullets. I head to this psychedelic beachside bar on the boardwalk, like it's kind of like a Venice Beach type of vibe. And I go in there playing a chess game, and I meet this dude, and he links me up, and I'm gonna start setting up shows at the spot.
Nice.
But this Mexican muscle man comes up, weightlifter, psychedelic tank top. Give me a cigarette, motherfucker. And I was out of cigs. I said I don't got one. And the bartender goes, I got cigs, but I ain't gonna give you one. The last time you asked for a cigarette, you said, give me a cigarette or I'm gonna shoot you. And the Mexican muscle man says, oh yeah, I said that? Hell yeah, I was gonna shoot you. Somebody else gave him a cigarette. We go outside. I meet this psychedelic dude named Anton who's playing chess. He's like, listen, man, you want a weed Listerine strip? I said, I don't know what that is, but yeah. Lace your boy up. I said, how much is this shit gonna fuck me up? He said, you will be gone, homie. You will be gone as a motherfucker. I said, okay, lace me up. I just met the Jerky Boys. I'm on the beach. Let's do it, man. Weed Listerine strip. So he opens up this psychedelic little silver packaging. Looks like something like a hospital, like alcohol pad would be inside. And there's a neon green Listerine strip inside, just one. He rips a huge piece of it and sticks it on my tongue. 10 minutes later, I'm higher than a kite. 15 minutes later, I am tripping. I said, yo, guys, to the Mexican muscle man and him. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I go to the deli down the street. Now, some of y'all know, some of y'all don't. I fucking hate mayonnaise. I can't stand the shit. Mayonnaise disgusts me more than anything else in this world. So I go in the deli, and there's no dude behind the counter. He's out back puffing trees or crack or something. And I'm like, where's the damn dude with the sandwiches, man? They're like, oh, he's out back. Hey, yo. And dude comes running around. He's wearing a psychedelic Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon t-shirt. He's pissed as hell at me because I got him off his crack break. He's pissed as hell. I said, cheeseburger. French fries, no mayonnaise. None. No mayonnaise. None of it. No mayonnaise. I got my sandwich and fries. I go to the beach. I open it up. There is mayonnaise on the bottom. There is mayonnaise on the top. There is mayonnaise betwixt the lettuce, betwixt the tomatoes, betwixt the pickles, betwixt the onions. There's mayonnaise on the French fries. There is galleons of mayonnaise up on this goddamn shit, so much that it is absurd. And I'm so pissed. And I start ripping the shit apart and throwing it up into the air and screaming. By this point, it's like I took a 10 strip. Weed Listerine strip is so heavy. I am flipping out and I'm throwing this shit everywhere. Screaming. All of a sudden the birds come down. And I'm talking psychedelic ass seagulls. In 4 lines, huge lines of seagulls. In geometrical patterns. And their eyes are, and they're staring into my eyes. They're all staring into my eyes and they're waiting for my next move and I'm making them dive and shit. I'm making the lines form into these geometrical patterns and stuff. And I'm launching it here and they go and I'm like, dude, I'm just high. That shit didn't actually happen. And then this big old mama and her little kid come up. I saw you. You was controlling the birds. I said, oh shit, that was me. I was doing that. And they're like, that shit was insane. How did you do it? I said it was the mayonnaise. I couldn't eat that shit. Then an old ass dude comes up. Hey, I saw you. You was the one that was controlling the bird. I said, oh my God, it was real. It was insane. And when the food ran out, they was staring into my eyes insane. And I thought they were gonna attack me or something, but they didn't. They didn't get Big Hitchcock on my ass. They rolled out. And I said, it's time to swim. At this point, it's pitch black outside. And the undertow was strong as hell. I almost got sucked out, but I had a fun time. I get back to my backpack. I look inside for my money. I realized I spent all the rest of the cheese I had brought with me on that mayonnaise fountain. I was planning on taking the subway back with my bike in tow. I was so fucked up. But I'm like, I guess I'm riding back, man. Hour and a half in the pitch psychedelic black. So I start rolling. I cruise off of Rockaway Island and I get to this next island that's got like an old abandoned airport on it. It's pretty psychedelic vibes and there's like big soccer fields and shit. That's about all that's out there. All of a sudden, it's the middle of the night. A family of ghosts pulls up to me on their bicycles. These fools had to be ghosts. Because there was a mom, a dad, and a little kid. They was all dressed in white. And they was rolling on bikes in the middle of the night, the pitch black, on the path next to me. And they were real nice. I was like, hey. They're like, hey, what's up? Little munchkin shrimp cruising by. And I'm like, yo, dude. But then I passed them. And then about 20 minutes later, they're in front of me again. And I'm like, how'd y'all do that? They didn't say anything. And then I pass them again, and the little munchkin just comes by me. And the mom and dad are in front again. I said, that is a family of holy ghosts on bicycles, yo. And I kicked it with them. Then I got home and took a long-ass shower. And I chilled with my boy, whose name is Chris Shittiago. We put each other at ease a little bit. And then I hit the damn sack. And that's a holy day in the life of the spiritual hurricane. Sometimes you travel down holy haunted highway with ghosts on bikes and little munchkins. Sometimes you travel down haunted mountain roads, blazing cheese and doing LSD and stuff. And that's what this song's about. I got this and one more, y'all. Well, I went up on that haunted road with a man named Tits McGee. Went up on that haunted road with a man named Tits McGee. I saw some fools in big white cloaks burn summed up in the tree. And I said, we got to get away. We got to get away. That dry creek road, one haunted spiritual way. Went up and I took that turn to climb that Firetown Road. Went up and I took that turn to climb that Firetown Road. Found a dead man sitting in a car, yet left a heavy load on my mind. Got to get away. We got to get away. That dry creek road, one haunted spiritual way. Place they call the Zep Spot, got ghosts and killers there. Place they call the Zep Spot, got ghosts and killers there. That ghostly car roll back and forth, no driver in the chair. And I said, we got to get away. We got to get away. That dry creek road, one haunted spiritual way. If you go up on that haunted road, my friend. If you go up on that haunted road, my friend, you best have said all your goodbyes, cause that day might be your end. And I said, we got to get away. We got to get away. That dry creek road, one haunted spiritual way. Yeah. I got one last little holy jam here real quick, y'all. If you don't mind sticking around. Thanks again to Holy Jeremy Pisani. Thanks to the Holy Sunburn. Thanks to that big dude Gary Ward. Everybody here tonight. Love you all, yeah. And that big old huge, big Joby. I think his name is Joby. Big Joby. the book of Job. So let's see, I got one last tune here real quick, y'all. Yeah, so you know, I was chilling out with some juggalos on a front porch down in Marietta, Georgia. Some strange pit bulls. They was mauling some shrimp. Next thing you know, I see a gangsta G hop over the fence of my place. The juggalos are like, look at that motherfucker, he just hopped over the fence of your backyard. You best watch out. I said, I'm gonna go see where he's headed to. Turns out he went to the back of an abandoned hot dog place called Wieners with a Z at the end of it. And he was blazing a big old blunt of cheese out back of it. The abandoned hot dog joint, Wieners with a Z at the end. Shit was abandoned before it even opened. Some German shrimps trying to open something up in this holy neighborhood. It never went down. I always wanted a Wieners with a Z at the end. But it never went down. Instead I just blazed a bunch of cheese and did some drugs in the back. A dude's like, listen, I'm Bahova the Phenom. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm Frank Hurricane, man. And my boy, this fat little Mexican boy, is kicking it with me too. He's about 7 years old or something. He didn't hit the blunt, but he watched us blaze it down. I say, listen, man, what you do? He's like, I'm a rapper. I'm like, you want to go freestyle some tracks over some live music? He said, yeah. So we went back and recorded some sick-ass tunes. A place I was living called the Temple of Love. It was a spiritual session. I said, listen, man, you know what to swim? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go down to the Chattahoochee River, like Alan Jackson style. And we'll go swimming, jump off some cliffs and stuff. He was like, okay. We get to the river, it's flood stage, Chattahoochee. Shit is blasting, the rapids are insane. I'm a G-ass swimmer, so I swim across no problem, hop off the 40-foot cliff like a G. Doing it right. But Hova the Phenom's taking his time getting in the water. He gets in, the rapids catch him, and he starts getting sucked into the middle, pulled way down river. He starts screaming, help me, man! I lied to you! I don't know how to swim! I said, shit! Mind you, Hova the Phenom is a 350-pound rapper. I jump in, dive like some Baywatch shit. Big Hasselhoff, that's me. I jump in and I snatch him up, and it's about a 45-minute battle across the currents to get him to the side of the river. We collapse on the side, we're like, oh, fuck. He's like, thanks, man, you saved my life. I'm like, dude, it's no problem, you know. I do this shit all the time. I save mad fools from drowning in the rivers all the time, so I'm used to it. Frat boys and people that's tripping too hard, I always end up snatching their asses out of the rapids. Happens all the time, man, at least twice a year, you know what I mean? So it's okay, I expect it. So I laid him down on the Holy River side. Then, big old cameras start showing up. Dudes with big ass Hollywood looking cameras. I'm like, what's going on? He said, we filming a Hollywood movie. I said, for real? They said, yeah. We want you to be in it. I want you to play Jesus. I said, okay. I'm down. He said, I need you to play this guitar. He handed me a guitar, acoustic. Said, I need you to play this on the island there in the middle of the rapids. There's a psychedelic island over there. I said, okay. So I wade through these rapids with the guitar held over my head, and I sit down on the edge of this psychedelic island and start playing the guitar. And I'm rocking on like a holy instrumental type of thing. I look down to my left and I notice there's a huge ass catfish about a foot long, bobbing in and out of the water. And it's partially being swallowed by an enormous water moccasin. And they are battling to the death. Huge ass snake and huge ass fish battling to the death. Bobbing in and out of the water right next to where I'm playing, and I'm playing the soundtrack to their battle. And like when I start hitting crazy notes, they start bobbing faster. And I'm playing the soundtrack to their battle between the holy water moccasin and the catfish. And it was insane, and eventually they sunk down beneath the water. I don't know who won this shit. Hopefully they both just rolled out. And I yell over at these big ass dudes over there with the cameras. I'm like, did you get that? Did you get that on camera? That's some holy mountain shit. And they were like, yeah, we got that. You kidding me? Of course we got it. You mean that snake and shit? Yeah, we got that. I'm like, okay. Now the movie comes out. It blows. The fish and the snake and me, none of us are in the motherfucker. But they did use my guitar playing as the soundtrack. So I was like, okay. But damn, y'all really fucked up. The movie is dumb as hell. But that's how it goes sometimes, you know. And then I say Bahova. Bahova the Phenom. You ever been camping? He said, yeah, all the time. He'd never been camping. We took him out, me and my man, Bahova the Phenom, and this guy, Seanman. And this guy, Cameron, Downtown Bobby, Babacado. And we brought 2 guitars and some bongos, a 12-pack of beers, and some weed. We were wilding out. We chugged all the beers. About 1.5 miles deep in the woods, maybe 2 miles. Chugged the beers down, you know, set up the tent, puffed all the cheese we had. We're sitting around jamming, you know, on the guitars and the bongos. I'm playing the bongos, you know. And all of a sudden, these psychedelic lights turn on. And it's these police dudes that are about 1.5 miles, 2 miles deep in the woods, and they got these lights shining on us. Y'all been drinking? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in the woods. The fuck else you think I'm gonna do? I've been watching you for hours. I know you have the drugs too. I'm like, nah, man, we blazed it all. I was like, search me. They searched us. There was nothing to find. They found blunt wraps in Bahova the Phenom's pocket. And we're like, oh, fuck, here we go. And he goes, cigars! I smoke cigars too. It's all good. I said, fuck yeah. And they fuck with us for about 20 more minutes, terrifying us miles deep in the woods. And they go, by the way, whoever played the bongos was doing a mighty fine job. I was like, that was me. They're like, amazing drummer. Have a good night. And they roll out, you know. And that's what happened, man. Police in the wilderness, baby. I love Holy Western Mass, baby. One of the holiest temples in this holy world. I got one last song. I wrote this up in Turners Falls, baby. At 366 3rd Street. I love all y'all. It's a spiritual pleasure to be here. Hopefully we can hang a little bit after party down and dog some slices and some raviolis and whatnot. I love y'all big time, man. I dedicate this one to all y'all. Love ya. Holy Western Mass, one of the holiest temples in this realm, y'all. This one's called Late Night Brew, man. Sippin' late night brew, thinking you has got me all right. Love y'all players. Thank you so much, guys. Holy Sunburn, Holy Gary War up in this piece.